Not you too, Jauan. Not you too. Welcome to the Cayman's Island podcast, where we talk all things San Francisco 49ers. I'm your host, David Cayman. And in today's show, I want to talk about the reports coming out that Jauan Jennings would like a new contract. He has given the 49ers the ultimate ultimatum in that he does not want to play on his current $7.5 million that he has remaining on his current deal, and would like to get a new contract done with the team. And if something can't be worked out, he would like a trade. So where do I begin here? Jauan Jennings. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really like Jauan Jennings. I like the grit that he plays with. I like his work ethic, his habits. The timing of this request is a bit shady, to say the least, but in all reality, guys, this is a human being. This is a man who's trying to obtain a contract, obtain money to take care of his future, take care of his family. So I completely get it. If we were in a situation where we had a contractual agreement for our employer that was about to come due and we could negotiate a new deal, we would absolutely 110% do the same thing. So just want to say that I really appreciate Jauan Jennings, love Jauan Jennings. He plays inspired football. It's not every single receiver you see out there blocking dudes, getting flags just for blocking a DB. I want to just start the conversation by saying I'd like to see Jauan stay. He was definitely Brock Purdy's security blanket last year. And you just take a look at what he's done. So, now don't get me wrong, last year definitely career highs, breakout year across the board. 77 receptions, 975 yards, 6 touchdowns. He had a 45-yard long reception. All of those are actually going to be career highs for Jauan Jennings. He was a 7th-round pick, and for whatever reason that I can't understand, the Niners do a terrific job, an outstanding job drafting guys in these later rounds, and Jauan Jennings is no exception. If you look at the fact that he got tossed out of that last game he was in, I know, we know, the world knows, he would have definitely gotten over 1,000 receiving yards. And let's be honest, man, he does the dirty work. He'll go over the middle. He makes contested catches. And something that he does that I enjoy a lot, he talks a lot of smack. I like players that can, for the fun of the game, get out there and talk a little junk and have some fun, right? I mean, at the end of the day, football is entertainment. And again, I'm not saying I want anybody to be nasty out there on the field, but it's all right when you're doing real good to let somebody know you got them in the fun of, I guess you could say, sportsmanship and camaraderie. He definitely exhibits those characteristics and those traits. So you look at it, and I don't at all blame Jauan for wanting a new deal. To me, it's not a surprise. I hope it hasn't blindsided the San Francisco 49ers front office. Most players coming off a breakout season don't want to play on their last year of their current money and their current contract. You look at somebody like a George Kittle. Would George have done the same thing? Would he have sat down and told the Niners, hey, look, I know I'm getting up in age. I'm coming off of a great season, and I want my money. And the Niners have absolutely made big contracts for their premier players a priority. So do I blame Jauan Jennings? Not at all. That man needs to go after his bag 100%. I get it. Again, the timing's a little hard to deal with, but I respect it. If a deal can't get done and he wants to move on, he needs to go ahead and get somewhere early in a space to learn the new playbook, get caught up to speed and acclimated with the new team. So, do I blame Jauan? Absolutely not. That man deserves his money. He deserves to get a contract. Now, let's flip that to the 49ers side of the shop. They've just delved out money in droves, signing big players, Brock Purdy, signing big players like George Kittle, Fred Warner. Really, the pillars of the franchise are now kind of set and in place. I understand completely that Jauan balled out last year and deserves his money. But if I'm looking at this from the San Francisco 49ers standpoint, there's got to come a point where you finally draw the line and say, hey, we've put out too much money. You are an important cog, Jauan, in what we want to do on offense. But at the same time, we just cannot pay you. Honestly, I'd even say mid wide receiver 2 money. Player is absolutely someone I think that the Niners, I think if you were to ask Brock Purdy, I think it's somebody he definitely wants on the team. If you look at the Super Bowl that the Niners lost, I mean, we're a stop in overtime away from Jauan Jennings being the MVP of the Super Bowl. Let's just call it what it is. And he has not looked back. He, in fact, has gotten better in every sense of the word. The Niners are in a tough spot from the standpoint of, I think the Niners need him more than any other team out there. What would he even get out there on the trade market? So if you just said, hey, Jauan, we're not even going to fool with negotiations. Good luck, seek a trade. Are we going to even get back compensation that is enough to even decide to move on from Jauan Jennings? And then I think about, what do I think will happen? Okay, so Jauan wants a new deal. I think that's a just request that he's making. I think the 49ers want to keep him. I think Brock would absolutely give a vote of confidence for Jauan being on the team, no doubt. So what will happen? Unfortunately, my thoughts are this. I think that the Niners are going to offer what they can. They definitely need to come. I don't know. I mean, I would say, Jauan, here's a 2 to 3 year deal. At the end of the line, $35 million guaranteed. Some way, however you want to structure that, where that man's getting $35 million guaranteed in his pocket. He doesn't want to play on the 7.5. So you structure it, your funny money, front load, back load, whatever you want to do that fits into your cap years. And you just want to ensure that he gets $35 million guaranteed. I think that is a fair number. I do. But if I'm the Niners, I don't play games with this. You can't have another Brandon Ayuk situation. I don't even like, honestly, how long Purdy's deal stretched out, especially at the end of the day, what he ended up getting. I don't know why that could not have been come to terms a lot sooner than the length of time it took to get that deal done. So I think the Niners are going to make an offer. Hopefully it's a fair offer and not something just absolutely disrespectful and sideways. I don't want Jauan Jennings to get Dre Greenlawed, okay? So I say make an offer. But look, Jauan, if that's not good enough for you, I think it's just going to have to be a flat-out trade. I think this needs to happen in the next 10 business days. That you make an offer that's fair, San Francisco. Don't just be disrespectful and hurt a relationship. Make a fair offer. If Jauan needs more, you guys can part ways as friends, so to speak, and find a trade partner, find a situation. Hopefully that works best for everybody. Now, where does that leave San Francisco? In a pretty tough spot, wide receiver wise. Just if you look at the room right now and all the young guys, the second year guys, I mean, you'd essentially be rolling in with week 1 against Seattle with Ricky Pearsall as your starter and Jacob Cowing as your 2. That's a lot of things that's unproven there, but we've got some more speed out there. We've got some more rookies, and perhaps the Niners can make a deal for somebody else. We might more than likely have a suspended player at the start of the season too. So where I'm at with it, I'm not paying Jauan as much as I like Jauan Jennings. I'm not paying him $1 over what I think is a fair offer. And at some point in time, Kyle Shanahan, I'm talking to you. You got to give these young kids a try. You got to work them in. You've got to perfect your craft this season and get some plays drawn up there. Be that offensive genius that everybody and their second, third, and fourth cousin call you. Get out there and earn that. Get out there and earn that extension, and let's see that old school Kyle magical moxie that you put on offense. Tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think that Jauan's gone? If I have to be honest with you, I don't have a good feeling about this one. I think that the Niners are going to offer something below what Jauan's wanting, and Jauan's going to request that trade, and more than likely we're going to trade him. But again, if you like what you saw today, please remember to like and subscribe. As always, take care and be blessed.